Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, been holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing, if you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a I kicked the camera, maybe. Hi. You guys, the temperature today is insane here. It is a full-on, what we would call a heat wave. Look at this. 71, but look, it feels like 77. So I am dressed for it. Dressed for it in the forest. I hope everybody is doing well. I do feel a bit like I'm on vacation. Jesus, I just saw Beverly do that, and I had this flashback. I was like, why would Beverly be doing that, like, old trope? And I know she's not. Hi, Shasta Rob. But I'm just laughing because my brain immediately, like, y'all know what I mean. Anyways, I know, Bev. I know. I'm just... That's so funny. Anyways, so when y'all were talking about passports, I had a brain like, where's my passport? Because I have a spot where it is. I just looked at it, that spot, and it's not there. Hi, Carla. So then I was like, we have a thought. We have a thought about where it was. And then I realized it's with all of my old passports that I've had since I was a baby, basically. And so I have it. Don't you worry. I think we've talked about this one before. I really don't want to dox myself, but look how, oh my God, it won't even show the, oh look, look how cute I was as a baby. You can't even see it. Anyways, I hope everybody is doing well today. I've worked so hard. I know I said we were gonna do these pictures make me laugh, but I also need to talk about this, that I have 1 year and 3 months to really slim my face down or perfect my passport photo that will be with me for the next 10 years. This one that I currently have makes me look like a Russian sort of mafia type person, I think. It's just a little intense. I gotta be really careful about this one. Anyways, I don't know. You can't, oh, there we go. Seriously, there looks to be, there's something going on. Anyways, but this passport is almost expired, and so I need to get on it so that I can have myself a good 10-year passport, because my fucking driver's license is hideous. It's hideous, it's hideous, it's hideous. It's so hideous that when I get ID'd, very rarely, it used to happen more often, it happens less and less, but if I ever get ID'd, I have to tell the story. I'm like, well, I gotta tell you what happened before you look at this picture and judge me. Anyways, Winter Witch, we don't know. We don't know. Hi, Sherry B. My lady, join us today. Anyways, I do want to go outside maybe later. I don't know. You know, there's this, I put on sunscreen, but I didn't go outside. I thought about it though. I did think about it. But I thought I'll dress for the outside, but I'll stay inside just to be safe. But I do have that sunscreen feel. Sunscreen feel. Hey, you know what's funny, Carla? Funny enough that my passport I got before I got married, and then I got divorced so quickly that it was still valid with my maiden name by the time I got divorced. And so I didn't need to change my name on my passport ever. I have many aliases. That's another reason, a check mark towards me being a spy. Damn it, stop revealing all your secrets, Paisley. We've talked about this. We got brought into HR. They're like, if you're gonna have the YouTube channel, you can't be telling everybody. Oh, anyways, you guys, we have some court to watch today. What did I put on the thumbnail? What did I put? Oh, I put that girl. That's right. This guy's a bit of a douche. He's a bit of a douche. That's the vibe that I got. A bit of a douche, but maybe you don't think so. Is this it?
Her employer
Hold
and the
on. Yes, this is it. This is all. But let's begin with these two. Okay. Also, Zoom was doing some funny stuff today. Oh, a sexy HR visit. That's a good idea. I took naughty pictures today. I should post them. I always take them. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm looking at. Sorry. I'm just being a terrible host. Not showing you the screen. Not showing you the most. But here we go. It's not a joke. We're watching court. So get them likes up. Okay.
Leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
and Your Honor.
Right, I recorded this in 2x, so we will have to slow it. Don't worry, it won't blow it, my friends.
Just a moment. I'm going to see if I have any notes for counsel's case.
Okay.
I don't yet, so I'll proceed with a different case.
Okay.
One moment, Your Honor.
Where is Miss Brown working is the question. I'm not trying to get her in trouble. This is the guy, number one.
Let's do number
Jacob.
4.
Number 4! Number 4! Your order. Ready. Number 4.
All right, Dustin Hanson and Lindsay Kinzer, please unmute and turn on your cameras.
Yes, sir.
You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Go ahead and proceed.
Yes, Your Honor, we have reached a partial agreement on this case. I will read the agreed terms into the record and take a testimony on the sole contested issue of child support. Parties are stipulate that there has been no family violence and that there is not a request for non-disclosure. Parties stipulate on the father's wages, $20 per hour, employed 40 hours a week at least. Parties stipulate that neither of them have insurance available at a reasonable cost. So government medical should be continued to be ordered, or to be ordered rather. Parties are in agreement to a medical support of $312. There is no request for retroactive support. Parties are in agreement to joint managing conservatorship with a mother to be named primary parent to designate the address of the child within Dallas and contiguous counties. Parties are in agreement to the standard possession order and court costs as billed to the father. I now call the mother. Ma'am, can you state your name for the record?
Lindsay Kinzer,
And ma'am, what's the name and age of the child or children in the case?
there's Madison Hanson, age 11, and Lincoln Hanson, age 8.
And ma'am, who do those children live with?
Me,
Okay, and do you live with the father?
no,
Okay, and ma'am, did you hear all of the agreements I read into the record?
yes,
Are those still your agreements?
yes,
And you understand that once you waive retroactive support, it is hard to get it in the future. Do you understand that?
yes,
Okay, and ma'am, the state has calculated child support based on the father's wages at $661. Are you in agreement to that?
yes.
Okay. I pass this witness. I call the father. Sir, can you state your name for the record?
Justin Ray Hanson.
And sir, I understand that we don't have a full agreement, so we'll get to the child support in a second. But can you tell me, did you hear the other things I read
Yes.
as agreements? Okay,
Yes.
and those are still your agreements, correct? Okay, so sir, how much do you make per hour?
20.
Okay, and sir, you work full time?
See, that's the thing. It's when the jobs are active. Sometimes I get a couple of weeks where I'm not working. So this isn't every week. And I just started this job, so I'm trying to figure out how often this is going to be. So if
Okay,
you if you're setting this and let's say I miss a month or I'm short 2 weeks on a month and I can't pay it, then what happens?
all right, let me ask you a few more questions and I think they may
Okay.
answer.
Okay.
We'll get to that. Sir, what do you do for a living?
Construction.
Okay. And are you you are hourly, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you working for a company or are you working
I'm a
independent?
subcontractor.
Okay. And how long have you been doing that type of career?
A long time.
Okay.
I'd say at least
So
at least
more than 10
15.
years?
We'll say 15 years, just
And
for grins.
would it be true that in construction there are some good times and some bad times, lots of work
Very
and no?
much so.
It's
Very
kind
much
of
so.
it's true, it's like feast or famine, correct?
Mhm.
Yes,
Okay. And sir, would you taking into account all of the times that you've worked like in the past year, what would you say if you were to take the times that you weren't working and the times that you were working, how many hours would you say you average a week?
Um, it'd be easier to put it in months. Like let's say 8 months out of the year I'd worked, 4 months I would be off. It's that drastic sometimes.
And sir, do you have monthly rent?
Yes.
Do you have a monthly cell phone bill?
Yes.
And you have monthly
Yes,
electrical?
and sometimes I don't make it.
Okay. So the state, as you've heard, has asked for child support to be set at 661. What would you like for it to be set at?
Um, the minimum. I mean, uh, I don't know. I mean, whenever she needs money, I've never had a problem giving it to her. You know, it's I don't. My whole thing is if I'm off a month and I miss a payment, I just don't want, you know, bad stuff to come back on me. You know, I don't want to have to go to like jail or something because I missed a payment.
Okay. How much would you say how much did you give her for support last month?
Uh, I'd have to go back through my Zells, but I
you
would
know,
say,
sir, right?
I,
$50, $5,000.
oh, I'd say a few hundred.
Okay, I
Probably,
pass the
probably,
witness.
probably around 300. I would say at least.
Thank you, sir. I pass the witness.
Ms. Coda, can you run numbers for 35 hours a week instead of 40?
I can, Your Honor. Just bear with me.
Yes,
We'll bear with you, Ruth.
I think if we could get it lower to like 500 a month, I think I could probably swing that most definitely.
Just
This is
bear with
not
me.
a car
Yes, ma'am.
negotiation.
And Your Honor, the state would be willing to lower what it's requesting for medical support. The parties had agreed to over 300. I can agree to lower it to 250 if that helps the situation.
yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Okay, one moment. Just pulling up. So I will run it with the new amounts.
35 hours.
Yes, understood, Your Honor.
Aw, that's too sweet, Carla. I sing talk all the time. I do it while I work. I do it and I
Your Honor, may I
rhyme.
ask the father a question?
Sure.
Sir, do you have any other children?
No.
Okay, thank you. Your Honor, lowering it to 250 gets us at 589. With the amount you had stated, 35 times 20 times
Okay.
52 divided by 12.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna lower the medical support. The 312 is probably too high. I know y'all agreed to that. That's nothing that Ms. Kinzer is gonna receive. That's really gonna be to reimburse the state for Medicaid. So I think 250 is a more appropriate number than 312. That'll help you, Mr. Hanson, because you'll have to pay less overall. And then child support, I asked her to calculate it based on you working 35 hours a week. So that'll kind of be kind of in the middle. Maybe sometimes you do overtime, but at the very least, there's sometimes you do 40 hours and there's sometimes you do 30 hours, something like that. I mean, I don't know, your hours vary a lot, so it's kind of hard to
Uh,
figure out
yeah.
and pinpoint what a good average is. But we try to average it out over the year so that when you get paid very little, it makes sense, and when you get paid a lot, it makes sense. So somewhere in the middle is what I'm trying to aim at.
Yes, sir.
I think what they've calculated then is based on 35 hours a week that it should be 589 for the child support instead of the 661. So that'll be the number for child support. And as I said, the medical support will be 250. And those are the two numbers that you have to pay per month. Uh, but I do recommend, of course, for people that work seasonally, like you may work a lot in the summer when it doesn't rain, things like that, that you might make additional payments in the summer when you work a lot of hours, or maybe when you have a lot of work. And that may, when November, December, January comes around and you know that it slows down, you'll already kind of prepaid your child support for those months. You can always pay more, but shouldn't pay less. So if you prepay some of that when you have a lot more money, then that will, and of course, have a conversation with Ms. Kinzer that that's what you're planning to do, so that she knows that she's probably not going to get full payments or going to get partial payments during those tough months. That will kind of have an understanding that she can budget that money throughout the year to kind of work around that as well. And I don't want you to fall behind. I don't want it to be that she gets nothing, but we
Right,
got
right.
summer
Of
coming
course.
around, so hopefully you're going to get a lot of work. And then you can prepay for those months that you know that are not going to be very good. All right.
Okay.
The Attorney General's office is going to put that all in a court order and they will email you a copy after I sign it. Y'all are both done with court. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Okay, so it's not him. There's somebody this day that
And
asked
Your
the
Honor,
judge.
my coworker Junior is gonna prove up number one, our attorney case.
Okay. I keep seeing people move around. Is it I guess it's not me. I don't know. Something's going on.
What's
People
moving around, Your
Zoom.
Honor?
people are moving around in and out of the waiting room and in and out of the courtroom. Like we had the attorney here and then he disappeared and now he's back again.
Okay.
I don't know if it's Zoom or us or.
It was me, Judge. I shut the camera off.
Oh, okay. All right. I was thinking of something weird. I had some other people move too, and I was a little confused what was going on. I thought it was something, a malfunction. Or me. Maybe sometimes it's me. Okay, so let's see, we need to get everybody here.
And it's not this guy too, because this guy has an attorney. But basically, the guy asked the judge if he supports dads being pro se in his court. It was really strange.
For number one, then.
My video says disabled by the host.
Uh, is that you, Mr. Lee?
Now it's working now.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Okay, no problem. And then we have the
I
mother
don't
too,
like
right,
this
Mr.
guy
Lee?
very much, allegedly, in my opinion. I find it very disconcerting, a little alerting, and quite disturbing when you show up to court and say you only make minimum wage, but you have a lawyer on retainer. Really? And then you're going to hear, I believe that somebody is with Jacob in the room with him, coaching him off screen.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Sanchez is available as well.
Okay. Yeah, she just came over. That I don't know, maybe it's something I pressed. Must be me, I guess. All right. All right, so this is Jacob Hackler and Sybil Sanchez. Please unmute.
Please
Mr. Lee,
unmute.
good morning. Who do you represent?
I represent the father, Jacob Hackler.
Okay,
Thank you, MPC, for the tuning. Thank you for the tuning.
All right, do you both swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Atfi, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. The state approaches in a suit for modification of support order and a motion to confirm support arrearage. We have an agreement on all issues except for the medical support arrears and reimbursement. So I will announce the agreed portions and then we'll take testimony as to the contested issue of the medical arrears. The parties are in agreement that the child is under the mother's insurance plan through the marketplace, Blue Cross Blue Shields, and the child's portion is $265 a month, and dental is free through the plan. The father stipulates that he has one other minor child, which he's given credit for. Father is currently unemployed, and he is not filed for disability as of today. The state used the minimum wage presumption to calculate support, gross income of $1,256.67, and net income of $894.87. Parties are in agreement that the father will pay child support in the amount of $121 a month beginning June 1st, 2025. Medical support of $265 a month beginning.
I would just like to point out that we have had better nights than that on this channel. Y'all be more generous than this guy with his kid. $120 for child support? What? What? But he can afford a lawyer. I am baffled. I'm confused.
Beginning June 1st, 2025. The father is in arrears of child support as of April 30th, 2025 in the amount of $5,714.12 to be repaid at $79 a month beginning June 1st, 2025. Parties are in agreement to continue the non-disclosure of the mother's address and phone number, which will be continued from the prior order. In-court costs are billed to the father today, and that's the extent of our agreements. And on testimony, we'll talk about the medical issues. Ms. Sanchez, can you please state your full name?
My full legal name is Sybil Lake Curtis.
And ma'am, can you say the name and age of your child?
Yeah, it's Abigail Hackler, and she's 12 years old.
Ma'am, did you hear the agreed portions that I read?
Yes, ma'am.
Are those portions still your agreements?
Yes.
Do you believe they're in the best interest of your child?
Yes.
Are you asking the court to accept those agreements?
No. Yes. No. Sorry. No.
You don't want the court to accept your still your agreements?
Yes.
Do you believe they're in the best interest of your child?
Yes.
Are you asking the court to accept those agreements?
No. Yes. No. Sorry. No.
You don't want the court to accept your agreed portions?
Oh, sorry. Yes. Sorry. I'm
Okay.
getting confused.
Okay. So you're asking the court to accept the parts we did agree to, correct?
We did agree to, yes.
Okay. Now let's talk about the parts we didn't agree to. The state has that the father is in arrears of $1,402.86 for medical support. And in addition, we're asking for unreimbursed medical in the amount of $6,481.44. So the state is asking for a total judgment of $7,884.30 to be repaid at $89 a month until he repays it starting June 1st, 2025. Are you in agreement to that amount?
Yes.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. G, you have any questions, Ms. Sanchez?
No questions, Judge.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Heckler?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, did you hear the earlier agreed portions that I read?
Yes.
Are those agreed portions still your agreements today?
Is that what we're agreeing, Mr. G?
Yes.
Yes.
And do you believe those agreed portions are in the best interest of your child?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you asking the court to accept the agreed portions?
Yes, please.
Okay, now let's talk about the contested issue, which is the medical part, okay? The state calculated that as of April 30th, 2025, you owe $1,402.86. In addition, the mother's claiming unreimbursed medical in the amount of $6,481.44. The total amount of that is $7,884.30. And the state's asking for you to repay that amount at $89 a month, beginning June 1st, 2025. Are you in agreement with that?
That's 7,000. I'm not. I'm.
See, now who the fuck is that? I really wish that the judge would have said something here. Because what in the absolute fuck? Huh? Like, what? Who was that?
I had to ask Mr. G about the 7,000. Make sure.
You can answer I don't know, but just need to kind of get an answer, yes or no, or I don't know. And then Mr. G is going to ask you some questions later that maybe it'll help you kind of give the answers you need to that. You're talking about.
No.
Okay, you're not in agreement with that.
No.
Okay, and what,
I'm a little confused.
okay, you're confused, okay. So what you're saying is you do not believe you owe the $7,884.30, correct?
Correct.
Has a mother submitted some receipts to you?
She has to submit receipts to me and Mr. G, but not to that total. No.
Okay, and do you know to what total? Like from what you've totaled on your own, what do you believe that she has submitted to you?
It was I think it was what we discussed, everything around 4,600 or something like that, I believe is what we have the receipts for.
Okay,
If I think Mr. G has that exact number. I didn't have it written down right here.
okay, so you're asking,
I'm asking for the amount that we had in the receipts.
okay, so you're saying in addition to the $1,402.86 of medical arrears for the child being on the government medical plan in the past, that the receipts that was submitted to you and your attorney earn around $4,715.68. Does that sound about right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, you believe that what you owe is $6,118.54. Is that correct?
Probably just object here because those are the total receipts. So he owes one half of the out-of-pocket medical. So it would really be 2357.84.
Okay.
Okay, so you're not in agreement. Is that correct, Mr. Heckler?
That's correct, not an agreement.
Okay. Um, but you have been given receipts. Is that correct?
I have been given some receipts, but not to the amount that Miss Sybil was saying.
And you have been given information about the co-pays and other medical plans. Is that correct?
Not yes, but not all the details.
Okay. I pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. G, go ahead.
Great. Judge, would you allow me to share my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And let's see if we can do that.
Probably a bad idea, sir.
Alright.
What the fuck is this gonna be? It's a spreadsheet.
Alright,
It's made of Excel.
Jacob,
Oh,
can you see that number? Can you see that? Is that big enough?
Yes, sir. I can see it fine.
Okay. So we received, in this case, a number of receipts documenting out-of-pocket medical. Is that correct?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
We received a number of receipts documenting out-of-pocket medical going back to January 2023. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And under the terms of your order, is it your understanding that you're obligated to pay one half or 50% of the out-of-pocket medical?
Yes, sir.
And in our office, with your assistance, we prepared a spreadsheet indicating the date of the expense, who provided the service, and the amount. Is that correct?
Yes.
And you've reviewed this along with the receipts. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And the total that we came up with for receipts that we've received is $4,715.68.
Yes, sir.
And if you divide that by two, it's $2,357.84.
Yes.
Okay. And so are you in agreement to pay that number?
We're talking about everything. So he has to pay back pay. He owes
Excuse me.
$3,160
Only
plus
Mr. G and Ms.
$50.
Hackler should be talking right now.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I got distracted. Can you repeat the question?
Sure. So you're in agreement to pay $2,357.84. Is that right? Your portion
Yes,
of
yes, I am in agreement.
All right, and then you also understand that the past due cash medical support of $1,402.86 is also owing. And you're not contesting that number today, are you?
No, sir, I'm not.
Okay. All right, pass the witness.
But you're talking about half of that though, or is that already half?
So that's your $97 a month
Oh,
cash
okay.
medical that hadn't been paid. Okay. And so that's a math issue where the Attorney General has calculated those payments that are due as of uh, April 30th, and you're not contesting that figure today, correct?
Correct.
All right. So, pass the witness.
Okay.
Redirect, Your Honor.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. G, do you mind stop sharing your screen?
Of course, let me pull that down. I can do that.
And can I ask a question for Attorney General?
So do you mind if I go first?
Yes, ma'am, of course.
Mr. Heckler, are you disputing that the medical expenses that the mother um submitted, that she didn't contact you about them and she's not communicated with you about them?
Yes, I am disputing what was not on the receipts, and I'm not for sure, but I believe part of the discrepancy was she may have included like some of the future orthodontist things that have not been paid yet. That's what I was but yes, I am disputing.
So the numbers, so you were not made aware of the orthodontics and of the other dental um claims that the mother has, is that correct?
I mean, I was aware of some claims, but there have been no receipts of the orthodontist paid what's been actually paid so far.
So if the mother submits those receipts to you, then you would, or bank records showing that those payments were made, you would be in agreement to pay them, is that correct?
Well, we could object to that. I mean, that's, you know, if there are receipts that have been submitted, I mean, there's an order that requires him to pay that. Our objection is that some of these orthodontic charges are not due. They're payable into the future, so those shouldn't be subject of an arrearage because they're not past due, haven't been made.
I'm gonna overrule objection. I think the question more is just hypothetical, I guess, for the future. I think it's similar to what you're saying, Mr. G, as well. That if there are, I think the question more or less is if there's some bills that are sent over in the future that is agreeing to pay half, which I guess uh is not really something I gotta make a decision on today, but obviously that's in the court order. That makes sense. Is that what you were kind of asking, Ms. Satterfield?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Let's go ahead and skip to the next question. I think that's already part of the court order, so
Okay, Your Honor, I'm Ms. Sanchez, please.
Okay.
I would like to pass the witness and I would like to recall Ms. Sanchez, Your Honor.
okay.
Ms. Sanchez,
Yes.
for the expenses that you submitted for the 7,000 that we're asking for, totaling the $6,481.44. Can you please give the breakdown of what they are and the dates, please?
Of
Well,
course.
I'm gonna object, because there's not any, unless the documents are provided for us to review, I mean, she shouldn't be able to testify about something that's not in evidence.
Mr. G, I
you
emailed
do-
it to you.
I'm sustaining the objection. So I think more of the question is what have you provided as far as documents, and what are those total?
Okay, the total amount, and I did email Mr. G, is $7,884.34. The breakdown would be the prescription, which is $443.21, and half of that is $221.61. I've emailed Mr. Hackler, or I texted Mr. Hackler to let Mr. Hackler know that my daughter will no longer be on
This is a narrative response. I mean, there's not a question pending.
I was just trying to provide dates. I apologize. For
Okay.
the medical,
Has it been more
sorry.
than 30 days since you sent this information supposedly, Ms. Sanchez?
Yes, sir. I've sent it all to Mr. Hackler. He just never responds back or does anything. So then I forward the messages to Mr. G so he could see them as well. He just hasn't responded back to me either.
Okay. Do you have any record of what you've sent that you could share on your screen through your computer there?
Yes, I can kind of, because I'm in my email. Is this okay?
I can't look at it that way. Are you on
Okay,
the
I'm
same computer
sorry.
that your email is on?
I'm sorry. I'm actually on my phone right now because it's the only way because my computer doesn't have audio. I
Okay.
apologize.
Okay. Then yeah, you can't share screens if you're on a different device.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, Mr. G, I guess, is saying that the only thing they received record of is the $4,715.58. So that's the dispute as to whether you've given them notice of anything more than that. And I guess when you gave them notice, if you gave them notice like yesterday, that probably wouldn't be sufficient. But that's guys, that's part of the that's
Oh,
it's a dispute as to whether you've provided all of the bills is what the main issue is, I guess.
well, sorry I wasn't trying to cut you off. I've emailed Mr. G all of the information. I even, whenever I spoke to him, I said that I stopped sending medical information over to Mr. Hackler just because he just does not pay not 1 cent of anything. So for the prescription and even for the braces, I was trying to ask for him to pay half of what is left owed on the braces because I already paid a portion. But if we want to talk about expenses that I've already paid, which I did send that to Mr. G, which is in the amount of $3,891. I sent him my bank statements and then the contract of the other $405 that I paid on that. And then the medical that I paid for her health insurance. Now I've also sent all that to Mr. G.
Okay, we're not too concerned about the premium. That's not really what we're talking about right now. That's not our dispute right now.
The premium of what? I'm sorry.
The $405. That's not what we're in dispute right now. The question is what you have provided as far as the bills. And I think part of what Mr. G and Mr. Hackler have objected to is that some of these bills are for future payments. And that's not what we need to consider.
Having listened to this twice now, I'm actually concerned that what she did was split them in half before she gave the bill. She should have given a bill for like the total amount of everything she's paid and then let them split it, because I'm worried that she thinks she's already split it in half and he's like, no, I'll cut that in half, which would mean he would pay a quarter. Also, get your votes in the chat for the poll. We have to decide soon if I should indeed grill burgers tonight. And also, let me know if you'd like to come over for burgers tonight, baby. Love to have you.
For today because they're not due yet or you're not haven't paid them yet. So
No, all that's
excuse
been
me,
paid, Your
you got to
Honor.
stop interrupting me. You have to stop interrupting me. So if there's something owed for the future, then Mr. Hackler would definitely be liable for any future costs. But then you of course you would have to send the bills for that. So that's part of the dispute is that some of the bills that you're or some of the part that you're asking for today is for future payments, not current things that you have done right now. So excluding anything that's for the future, um, is there anything else, I guess, that you
I
would kind of testify to that is different than the 4715?
If I may, Your Honor, I've already paid that amount. I've sent him the bills of the amount I paid for the braces. The future amount for the braces is the 2450, which I paid 400, which I didn't include that 2450 in the 7,000 amount. And I've sent all that to Mr. G.
Did you
She sent all that to Mr. G, Mikey. You know you have an open invitation to come visit me. I've told you that a million times, and I would love to cook for you. Love that. How's your night? It's really hot here. I was just literally thinking to myself, oh, you were looking forward to the heat, and now it's really hot. As always, that check mark looks pretty good.
include monthly health insurance premiums in that 4,700 or the $6,481 number?
I did not, yes, I included all that. Sorry.
Okay. So that's your premium now is like what, 405?
There's no premium amount for the braces. What I left on the braces right now is 430 something. I mean, sorry, is 230 something dollars left on the braces, which I've asked Mr. Hackler if he could just pay the 250 left that I owe on the braces. I wouldn't worry about the 4,000 that I've already spent on the braces.
I think we're talking about two different things then.
I'm
So
sorry.
what I'm trying to understand, I guess, is your premium, obviously before you were on Medicaid, now you have private insurance. So I'm just trying to clarify for myself that
Oh,
your monthly premiums that whenever you decided to get private insurance, those are not included in these numbers either, correct?
no, those are included in the number.
Okay. So how much of that, just the monthly premiums, not actual cost for services, did you include in the $6,481?
It's $2,311 $1.73
That's monthly insurance premiums that you added in?
from, yes, from February 1st to August 2024.
Okay. So I'm gonna triple check here just so I understand, okay? Uh,
I'm a triple check here as well. Remember, this guy's child support payment is $120 a month. But he has a lawyer, Mr. G. Mr. G.
Thank you for your patience, Mr. G, as well. Okay, so the $2,311 is uh what you paid in regular insurance premiums to maintain your health and dental insurance since you changed over from Medicaid to private insurance, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Does anybody have any other questions of Ms. Sanchez?
No, Your Honor, I'd like to pass the witness.
Mr. G, did you have any other follow-up questions?
I have a response
Mr. G,
briefly, if
hold on.
appropriate.
Well,
Jacob, let me just ask you this.
Yes, sir.
So the amounts you've received documentation for is the 4,750, okay? And you're agreeing to pay one half of that, the $2,357.
Yes,
Correct.
sir. And that's based on the receipts given to you because I was unable to calculate that on my own because of the way that I get things. There's lots of extremely disturbing messages, and that's why I can't respond. It's just
And let's not get into
and
that.
right. I understand we're just talking about numbers, but I just wanted to let the court know that. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, I'll pass the witness.
okay. Oh. All right. So the parts y'all agreed to, those are all fine. Those will be part of the court order. I guess the main issue where I cannot grant you reimbursement is for the monthly insurance premiums. The prior orders that you to pay for there to be paid, I think it's $97 a month for medical support and we were doing Medicaid at that time. Obviously, that's changed. Um, you cannot include in the monthly premiums that were added on after that. So I'm not sure what the precise number is. If let's say we're paying $405 a month for health insurance premiums, but Mr. Hackler was only ordered to pay 97, I'd have to subtract that over all the months. That's somewhere around $2,000 or so. That should not be included into a judgment for medical support arrears because there's already a court order. I can't modify it from the past. I know there's some time has passed and obviously money's been paid, but I can't retroactively modify.
Your internet dropped out. Mikey, I told everyone the secret that you have an open invitation to come visit here and have burgers with me any day of the week, baby. I hope your internet's okay. That's a tragedy. Straight tragedy if the internet drops around here. You want to see Paisley get into action quickly? Cut the fucking internet. Just cut the fucking internet and watch me move, okay? I hope it's okay. Maybe that's like a forced vacation for you. Maybe your family did it. They're like, we gotta get him out of this studio.
By medical support, just like I can't retroactively modify child support. So, fairest thing to do would be for me to just, without me sitting here all day and doing a whole bunch of math, I think it's going to wind up about the same. I think the way the Mr. G and Mr. Hackler have calculated is probably right, even if I subtract some of that other numbers. So definitely the $1,402.86 is owed, and then only half of the bills are owed by Mr. Hackler. I don't know where we get into that more than half is ordered because the prior orders order that each of y'all are split half of those costs 50-50. So half of those costs are the $2,357.84. So the total judgment for medical support arrears is $3,760.70, payable at $50 a month until paid in full. Any future bills need to be sent to Mr. Hackler directly. Mr. G, I don't know if he's gonna continue to be an attorney in the future. Obviously, this is the second time we've had him here for our court case. But what the court orders read is not that you're supposed to send it to his attorney, but send it to Mr. Hackler. Then Mr. Hackler then of course can provide it to any attorney he likes, including Mr. G. So I want to make sure we're clear on that for the future, that even though y'all two don't get along too well, you still have to send it to Mr. Hackler first, and then he can deal with it as he likes. But technically, you're not supposed to send it to the attorney. Now, while we were litigating this case, of course, in the last couple of months or whatever, then definitely you would send it to his attorney. But outside of that, once we're concluded today, we won't have anything pending. And so just make sure that you send it to Mr. Hackler directly so that he can't claim maybe that he didn't get notice. I'm sure Mr. G, I'm sure is an honest attorney, but he has other clients as well. And but we need to make sure that Mr. Hackler has notice. Hopefully, I worded that correctly, Mr. G. I'm not trying to insult you in any way, of course, but I just want to make sure that we're following what we're supposed to be following as far as notice is concerned.
Absolutely, Judge. And I think there's a prior order that the participants use Our Family Wizard to exchange this information. And even if that's not currently part of an active order, I think that an app like that, whether it's app close, that's no charge, that's a good way for the parents to communicate about these bills, and that keeps them organized in a good way. So
yeah, definitely. There are a lot of apps out there, just like the two that Mr. G announced. They can help where y'all don't have to communicate as well. And then there's what the apps provide is a couple things. One, of course, is a sharing of the information. And then number two, it allows you to prove to a judge that you send notice because it'll have on there when you send it over. When we have a lot of bills like y'all have, then it becomes very cumbersome to figure out what's been sent over, what's been spent, and what's owed. It can get very confusing, and obviously, y'all have had that issue, and that's why we're here today having a contested hearing because of that. So,
Judge, if
if you
I
want to look
may,
into that, if you want to look into that, definitely that's something that you can do. Like you mentioned, Our Family Wizard's a good app. App Close is a good app. Um, and that they allow you to share documents. Okay. All right. I'm if I can order that or y'all can do it on your own. I think I know App Close is free. I don't remember if Family Wizard is. I think it is free as well, but you can definitely look at that and see for the future because that's gonna probably be the most major problem. That's what I see for the future. The major problem is how much are the bills? Did I send them over? How much do I owe? Those are kind of what we're trying to answer today. And if you can kind of solve those through one of those kind of apps that can help, then that may make things a lot easier for everybody. Okay, so that's the judgment that was entered for that. The Attorney General's office will put that in a court order and email y'all a copy. All right. Y'all are done and are excused. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
Judge, can I say something?
No, I mean, I've already made a ruling. That's what I'm going to go with. Okay.
And they mute her. They fucking mute her.
Thank you, Your Honor. Might be excused.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. All right, y'all can press leave to exit out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, do we want one more? Do we want
Your Honor,
one
we're
more?
ready on 50.
Okay.
I think we want one more. One more. I think it's the right one too. Let's see if I picked it
There's
right.
something weird with up with Zoom today because
I
it's
know,
not me.
Judge. You're
Sometimes it
very
is, but we
perplexed.
have people moving around. So I don't see 50 in the courtroom. Do you?
I do, Your Honor, connected by phone.
I think this is the one where we have the kid's name is Saint, the dad's name is Sir. Just call me Sir.
Oh, would you want to have to disclose your address to him?
Yeah, if I move, then I don't want what to happen. No, ma'am.
Is it for the same reasons you've stated previously?
Yes, because of his baby mother. Yes.
Is there anything I haven't asked you that you think that the court should know?
I just think they should know that my son is not safe around his people, like his other baby mom, which they always live together. So in that case, my son, if he's with his dad, then he'll be with the mom too. And I do not want that because it would not be safe for my son. So
I pass the witness. I call the father. Sir, can you state your name for the record?
Sir Alvin Jr.
And sir, in a moment, you'll have an opportunity to respond to the allegations that the mother has made. But did you hear the announcements that I made to the judge as agreements?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Are those portions still your agreements?
Yes, ma'am, that's fine.
Sir, are you asking to be named a joint managing conservator or for the mother to be named sole managing conservator?
The mother can be sold.
Okay. And sir, what visitation do you think is appropriate?
Supervised, supervised visits is fine.
Okay. And you understand that that means that every time you want to visit with a child, that there has to be somebody present.
Yes, ma'am, I do know that.
Sir, do you have any cases of domestic violence with a mother?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, so let's talk about those. Do you have any convictions of family violence? I didn't hear that, sir.
No, I don't have any convictions.
Okay. Do you have any active protective orders?
I believe it's still active, but yeah.
From when was that?
We were
You
in
would
court.
know, sir.
Yeah, I would, because I actually got placed on house arrest for it. But we were in court probably like a year and a half ago, probably a year ago.
Was the charge family violence?
Yeah, yes.
Was it a felony or a misdemeanor?
It was a felony, but it got dropped to a misdemeanor.
Were you in some type of deferred adjudication?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
Okay, when is your next court date?
I'm done with all of that.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am. I got out probation and house arrest.
okay. And what is your response to the mother's allegations regarding the safety of the safety of the child with you?
Um, I mean, shoot, she's really only saying, shoot, she doesn't want my son around my other being. And I mean, that's fine. I mean, it's a two-way street. They both text each other and harass each other, so that's gonna forever keep going on. Can't stop that. Other than that, I mean, shoot, just supervised visitations would be fine. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind that. I don't mind, you know what I'm saying, meeting her halfway. We're both seeing the DFW. Other than that, shoot, yeah.
Okay, sir, same thing that I asked the mother. Is there anything else that I haven't asked you that you think the judge should know?
No, ma'am, not at all.
Your Honor, I pass this witness.
Okay. Ms. Castle, just a couple of questions. If
Mhm.
we're doing supervised visits, besides you, who would do the supervision?
I mean, it could be me, my mom,
It cannot be you.
okay. I might have misunderstood what you said. It could be my mom or my grandma or one of my brothers. It doesn't. It could be a lot of people in my family that are willing to do that.
Is Mr. Jumper a danger to this child?
I already told the lady. I don't think if he was by himself that he would be a danger.
So he's not a danger to the child.
I don't know. I've never left my son with him for days or weekends or nights, so
Okay.
I,
Is
I
there an
don't know.
exchange location other than your residence that we can do for exchanges? That's a public place, like a restaurant or a store or something like that that's near where you live that we can use for visitation exchanges?
Yeah, a park or McDonald's.
Well, I need you to Google it at McDonald's and tell me the address.
You said exchange or drop off, or what are you talking about, sir?
I have said very clearly an exchange location.
I don't want an exchange location because I don't want him to have unsupervised visits.
Well, you're not going to get that. So I need you to pick an exchange location.
Okay, but why am I not getting that, sir?
You can give me an address. That's what I need.
I don't know. Not just.
You don't know where you live?
I know where I live. You just said it cannot be my residence, right? That's what you
Right.
said.
Because if you're saying that he's a danger to you, there's been a protective order. So it wouldn't make sense that he would come to your residence to pick up the child. So that's why I'm asking you to pick a public.
Well, no one's picking up my child, is what I'm getting at, sir.
That's not what I'm going to rule. So I need you to pick a public place so we can pick a public location.
Where's my other phone at? You have my other phone so I can look at the address. McDonald's and Cedar Hill.
She ain't going to no exchange, judge. Oh, fucking judge is like not having it.
Are these temporary or is this like what is?
Can you answer my question?
I'm waiting for her to. Boy. There's a McDonald's at 201 FM. Um, hold on. 201 FM 1382 in Cedar Hill, Texas.
What's the zip code?
And zip code is 75104.
Okay. All right, let me go ahead and make a ruling. So the parts I'll agree to, those are all fine. They sound perfect. I'm making a finding there has been family violence. Ordering that mother be appointed as sole managing conservator. I'm granting mother's request for non-disclosure. I'm ordering that both y'all add an app on your phone called AppClose, AppClose, so that y'all can communicate through there. And anytime that you need to text each other, you can go through that. Mr. Jumper, I don't understand why this other lady has Miss Castle's phone number. There's only one way she got it. She got it through you. So I don't understand how that got shared. That should not be happening. They should not be having conversations with each other if they can't have a civil conversation. So anytime you need to make sure you handle your business and make sure that your lady does not talk to Miss Castle at all or text her at all. You have the power to do that. You're an able-bodied man. You can tell her to stop communicating with Miss Castle. So you need to do that. You can't just leave it, just say that's not my responsibility. It is your responsibility. It's your responsibility that you take care of your child. If your child is unsafe with someone, then you got to make sure that your child is not around that unsafe person. You have to supervise your child or all your children um, so that they don't get into danger. And so there's dangerous people, don't have them around. As far as visitation is concerned, I'm ordering that Mr. Jumper has the right to standard visitation, which is weekends from Friday at 6 until Sunday at 6. Y'all going to meet at the McDonald's for exchanges. That way that we don't have hopefully any other family violence issues. Y'all meet there for pickup and drop-offs. And if y'all want to work out something different on visitation, you can. But I don't believe that a child really visits if they're doing supervised visits. They're not going to be. That's not really a visitation. Uh, you have picked a man that has 5 other kids. That means
He
he's
didn't have 5 other kids when I met
not a
him.
baby, not a baby mothers. So it makes it more difficult when that happens because then you have to deal with these other extra people, and so that's where we are. So. That's what I'm ordering. You have to follow it even if you don't agree. The Attorney General's office will put that in the order, and that'll be it. Y'all are done with court. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Wow, just wow. One more? Fine. One last one, because I love you guys.
One moment. I'm trying to track down the notes for number
Hurry up, Ruth, because I'm fucking hot.
26.
I want to get naked. Hi, Christy. Also, hi, Lisa.
All right, we can do number 10, Your Honor.
Number 10 is one of my favorites. Oh, perfect. This is the perfect ender, baby. Oh, yes.
All right, Kyle Hester and Brittany Huddleston, please unmute and turn on your cameras.
Hang on,
Do you
hold on a
both
sec.
do you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, the court notes that Miss Huddleston was served April 14th, 2025, and has not filed an answer. Case is referred default. Ms. Correa, go ahead and proceed.
Yes, Your Honor, we're asking that the court take judicial notice of Kyle Hester's presence in the courtroom.
So noted.
And Your Honor, the state and the father have come to a full agreement. I'll read the terms into the record. Parties agree to modify the suit affecting the parent-child relationship signed in November of 2020. The father, we've received information and the parties stipulate that the father is receiving Social Security disability and that the child is receiving a benefit through that disability. Parties stipulate that the father has 3 other children, not before the court. As such, once we do all of our calculations, we are requesting that child support be set at 0, since he is receiving $177 directly from the Social Security Administration. We'd ask that government medical be ordered in the situation and that the father only be ordered to pay $20 per month, beginning May 1st, 2025. So a different start date for that one. We're asking that court costs be waived. I call the father. Sir, can you state your name for the record?
Kyle Hester.
And sir, are you still receiving Social Security benefits?
Yes, ma'am.
And sir, did you hear the agreements I read into the record?
Yes, ma'am. I was hoping maybe I could address the court.
Let me, you will have an opportunity. Let me just see if those are still your agreements, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir, are the agreements that I read still your agreements?
Yes, ma'am. They sound fine and fair within reasonable understandings.
Okay, and are you asking that they be made the order of the court?
Yes, ma'am. I feel that the obligation that the child has received thus far, and in addition to child support that has been ordered, has facilitated the ability to cover any expenses that might have arisen since any accidents I was in. And the original orders were put in because I was in a car accident for fear of my life ending. So now being of
Thank
sound mind and just, I
um,
understand that would be great, a great compromise for us.
okay. Sir, was that what you wanted to tell the court, or is there anything additional you would like to add?
A little bit more, if that would be okay. I'll be
Briefly,
respectful.
Your Honor. I mean, sorry, briefly, sir.
Yes, ma'am. The other party involved for the last 4 years has only contacted me in regards to terminating the parent-child relationship, and I understand that that's not something we can.
Objection, Your Honor. I'm gonna say that this goes beyond the scope of what we're here to discuss. The state has not pled conservatorship access, and I do believe that is what the father is testifying to, so I'm gonna object.
I'm so sorry. That term, conservator access.
I just
I
need,
was denied.
I only want to hear, sir, today about if you don't agree with the child support or medical support that they're adjusting today. Any other issues are not before the court, and I cannot talk about those issues. So
So much, sir.
let's stick to that. So is there anything else? You had previously said you agreed to it, so I'm not
Yes,
sure
sir.
besides that what it is you want to say.
No, sir. Thank you so much for your time, Your Honor. I do apologize for being random.
Okay, no problem. I understand. I know you got a lot to say. Everybody's got a lot to say, but I got 51 cases today, and I cannot
Last
do what
question, Your
everybody wants to say. Yes, sir.
Honor. Do you support fathers representing themselves pro se in your courtroom?
You're doing it right now, sir.
Okay, and
It sounded almost like a trick question, and I spilled my fucking last drink. That's okay. I'll be able to clean it up right now, right now. That's what we learned so we don't make a mess. Let's hear that one more time. Look at both of their faces. They're both like, bro, that's literally what you're doing. That's what you're doing. That's a cool emoji. That's a cool emoji.
I do apologize for being random.
Okay, no problem. I understand. I know you got a lot to say. Everybody's got a lot to say, but I got 51 cases today, and I cannot
Last
do what
question, Your
everybody wants to say. Yes, sir.
Honor. Do you support fathers representing themselves pro se in your courtroom?
You're doing it right now, sir.
Okay, and I'm gonna try to get before you again, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay. We all do. All judges support that. So I don't know what that means, but okay. This
I
is the
never had
order.
that done, sir. I do apologize.
Okay. All right. So I'm entering the order that you agreed to. The state will make those adjustments, and then we'll go from there. So that should hopefully finalize your case. If you have some arrears, you might have to pay that, but otherwise, the only thing you got to pay is this $20 a month from now on, beginning I guess next month or whenever. I think the state had announced a
Yes, sir.
date, so we're gonna do that date. All right. You're done with court, sir. You can press leave on the Zoom to exit out. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, he was very polite. I'll give him that. If anything, he was that polite. Ladies and gentlemen, I've set this up to redirect over to KTZ, who I will try and email eventually, but I'm going to go think about going outside. I'm not going to commit to going outside, but I'm going to think about it. Oh, getting a message. Maybe I'm going to the lake. I doubt it. Anyways, I'll be back tomorrow with more court. You heard the judge say he had 51 cases today. That's fucking true. I watched a lot of them, and I hope that we will watch them soon. NPC, thank you for the reminder. I will, actually. That's a great idea. I'll do that today. Okay, guys, do me a favor. Remember that I love you, and I'm proud of you, and I will see you in the next video. Okay, bye. Ways down and ready to ride.